Welcome to the Dream Cancel podcast. My name is Desmond Delaghetto.
And my name is David Kong.
And this is episode 10 of Drive Cancel Radio.
On this episode, we're going to be talking about CEO 2012, as well as a little bit of a preview of EVO with our guest, nothingxs.
All of that coming up next on Drive Cancel Radio, the official podcast for DreamCancel.com. Welcome to the podcast, everybody.
How's it going, Desmond?
Everything's going good. How about yourself?
It's going really well, man. Really well. I'm still trying to recover from CEO.
Oh, word! I heard it was great, man. We're gonna have to talk about that in a little bit. I'm excited to know of your experience and how things went for you, as well as nothingxs. And
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What's been going on with the site though? Let's go over some site news first.
Yeah. All right. We just installed a new chat box called Chat Dingo, and it's pretty cool. It's on the homepage, and there's also a separate link if you want to just open it up in a new window. But I like it so far. You can create your own profile and put your gamer tag and your location and stuff in it, and your age and gender and stuff like that. And,
ASL, man.
Yeah, and you can see who's in the chat and whatnot, and you can like change your font and your letter coloring and all that other stuff, and it's pretty cool. It's mainly as a kind of a replacement to the Wibia 2-bar chat, so I hope people will enjoy it and use it. I see people have been using it so far, to get some games in and to talk about stuff like that. And we might have the online tournaments shift to the Chat Tango.
Yeah, dude, I was actually on that chat myself a little bit, just trying it out. It's a lot easier to sign up for than the older one, actually. That's kind of one thing I really liked about it. You don't have to link it to any one of your like Facebook or Twitter accounts or anything like that. So if you guys can, definitely feel free to check out that chat. We'll definitely be hanging out there ourselves quite a bit.
Yes, indeed. And also, speaking on online tournaments, Solid Shark will be running one on the 30th of this month, which is June, on Saturday at 3 p.m. And I think it will probably be at Chat Tango. I might have to ask them, but there is a thread, so check it out and see if anything changes, if it might be at the old chat room or if it's in Chat Tango. And if it is at Chat Tango, go ahead and make a profile and before you can log in and show your affirmation and stuff like that, and we'll get playing. But now I want to talk with David Kong and nothingxs about CEO 2012, and I heard that was so hype, man.
It was incredible, and I just want to introduce our guest here. nothingxs is a longtime community member, a longtime SNK player. So, nothingxs, why don't you tell us a little bit about your history and your background?
Well, my history and my background, it's all really complicated. Actually, no, it's not. I came out, I used to live in Cancun in Mexico for a while when I actually really started to get into SNK games. I moved to Miami sometime during 2002. There wasn't a whole lot of people that were playing it. Found a guy, a close friend of mine now that I started playing with. We played KOF practically nonstop through all the end of high school and started attending some local tournaments in Orlando. I mean, not in Orlando, sorry, in Fort Lauderdale. And then those tournaments in Fort Lauderdale transformed into tournaments in Orlando, which Jabali eventually started attending, and he picked up, I guess, on that tradition and turned that small gathering into what is now a community effort Orlando. But I got into it. Yeah, I got into it meeting all these people in Miami, people like Flash Metroid and all these other players. I mean, Flocker wasn't even around then. He's kind of
new. For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, but, I heard from Oscar this past weekend at CEO that like back in 2003 or something, like he like flew all the way out to Florida to play against you in an old SNK game, right?
I think you heard that one from me.
Oh, my bad.
He actually, yeah, because he tends to not tell this story. My guess is that probably because he doesn't want to embarrass me any more than he needs to. We used to talk a lot of garbage online. At least I did. I was like, there's no one good in the U.S. in KOF. And he was all like, hey, man, I hear you guys are having a tournament. And you guys are playing KOF. And I'm like, yeah. You're going to come on? He's like, yeah, sure. And it was 2003, and we had a Dual-On ban because Dual-On is, if anyone's ever played 2003, Dual-On is absolutely ridiculous in that game. He's not ST Akuma, but he's up there. He just came out, picked Malin, and summarily executed me in front of everyone I knew that saw me win 2001 the last time. So they were all like, damn, this guy just came out of California just to beat you up. So since then, I've been actually pretty good. I don't want to say good friends, but like I think like I've kept in touch with him for a really long time. I mean, we are friends, right? But
yeah.
But I don't know him. Like, I don't know him like
Sorry,
that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but he came out, and it was really cool meeting him then. And then ever since I started going to Evo, pretty much I've kept in touch with him every year because he's at Evo practically every year. Even though KOF may or may not be a thing that year, he's always there, and he's always trying to push. And we always joke around that back since 2003, we were always like, KOF needs to pick up. And it's so weird now that it has. And we're just sitting here looking. It's almost like you're looking back at all this awesome, like, finally it's arrived. And we had to do all this stuff, or we were essentially involved with so many people back in the day. I kind of tapered off later into it, like, around the time Dark East really started coming into being a person that people identified with SNK games.
Word. So it's like, but yeah, the point I was just trying to make is that like you're hella old school. You've been playing SNK for like a long time down there in Florida.
That's dope, even since Mexico, I've been playing KOF since '94, and you wouldn't know it seeing me play because I'm absolutely awful. So, I mean, I could beat some people, I got some skills, but I'm not exactly, not God's gift to KOF or anything, so.
For sure, man. Well, I had the pleasure of meeting you in person finally at CEO last weekend. So yeah, let's just start talking about all the things that transpired. That was a pretty amazing tournament, if I do say so myself. Like, I went there, like, from the moment I walked into the venue, even before that, from the moment I landed in Orlando, like, the hospitality of the Orlando players is incredible. Shout outs to Zoe for like picking me and Romance and Oscar up from the airport at like 6 a.m. like for real, Desmond, like you met Zoe at UFGT as well. Like this guy, like, got no sleep for like the whole weekend. He was just like driving us around the whole time, just like showing us a good time, driving us from his house to the venue. Like this dude is godlike. And yeah, when we got to the venue, like the instant I walked, like this ballroom was just incredible, man. Like the ceiling was like 50 feet high or something. I probably exaggerated, but it was huge. Like, and it has like this wrestling ring as like the main stage. And the second I saw that, I was just like, dude, this weekend's gonna be epic.
Yeah, you guys made it there before I did too. It's kind of a thing. Like, this is actually my first CEO because I kind of took a quote unquote break from fighting games for a little bit. Self-imposed, I guess, because I wanted to focus on some other stuff. But this being my first CEO, I mean, I had heard and seen the previous ones, but I haven't actually been there, and I gotta say, I'm really impressed. I mean, once you go to Evo, the sheer magnitude of things at Evo makes every other tournament seem really small. But I have to say that even though CEO did feel small to me because of that, I still think it was hype as hell. Like, wow.
Yeah, it was incredible, man.
It got my blood like racing. I was like, yeah, man, this is what I used to do. This is what I love. I love tournaments. Tournaments to me are some of the awesomest experiences that you could have. Guys, if you've never been out to a fighting game tournament, you need to go. Just get up. Just go.
Well, I'm sure that most of our listeners are probably kind of, digging deep into the scene. So hopefully the people listening to this podcast are going to tournaments. But yeah, let's start talking about some of the epic moments. So, KOF started on Saturday at 10 a.m. I had 10 a.m. pools,
Oh,
which was
again?
unfortunate.
Again?
Yeah, again, dude. Like every tournament I go to, it's like the earliest possible pool, man.
Did you sleep well before then, man?
I did.
All right.
I slept very well. Like, so check this out. Like, Andreas, I'm not sure you're aware, but like when I went to UFGT,
Yeah.
you know, I was partying with the IFD crew like the night before pools, and you know that was just a very poor decision on my part. But this time around, man, at CEO, like I went to bed early, woke up early. Like I woke up at like 7 for 10 a.m. pools. You know, I had like granola bars. I was drinking water. You know, just like completely mentally focused, everything. You know, so I went in. I played well. You know, I played my best game, but I still lost. Yeah, like I lost to Master CJ. Shout out to Master CJ. He's obviously a top Marvel player. He's definitely getting into KOF. And I lost to Carlos, who got 5th place. And apparently Carlos is a local Florida player. Like, Andreas, can you enlighten us on Carlos and who he is?
Carlos, I guess his name, his tag is Guard Crush. We didn't really know much about him until there was a KOF 13 tournament at, I want to say at this arcade that we have here in Miami called Final Round Arcade. And I show up, and I'm like, you know, it has to be the usual Miami guys. There's not going to be anybody good, whatever. I show up, there's this couple of guys, 2 of them are twins, and then this other dude who I've never seen before, and they're all playing KOF. I'm like, wow, that's really cool, you know, I'm always down to see new players. That's always an encouraging sight. And these 2 dudes, they're Mexican, and I'm like, wow. So I just start talking to them, and you know, they're pretty chill. I sit down. I'm gonna play whatever. I get to something like losers finals in that tournament. Actually, I think I made it. Wait, I made it to winners finals in that tournament, and I have to play Carlos. And I've never played him before, and so I'm like, okay. So I'm playing him, and the beating that I got at that time, I was just like, what? What just happened?
Yeah, actually, that's exactly how I felt like, man. Like, and I love the fact that his gamer tag is Guard Crush because he plays Ralph, and that's exactly what he does.
Oh yeah. And back then, when I was playing him, he wasn't playing Ralph. He was playing Billy, Kyo, Claw, and I was just like, all right, I couldn't even get past Billy. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm getting zoned out. I mean, I fought Billy's before, right? You know, but not quite this crazy. So, you know, it was kind of an eye-opener. So I ended up going to losers finals because I lost that one. I beat this dude called David, who is a Twitter Claws encounter. He needs to start showing up to more gatherings. If you're listening to this, stop staying at home, fool. So I played him. I beat him 3-2, and then I went back to play Carlos, and he beat me up again. And that was totally not very fun. I mean, it was fun to play someone really good, but I'm not exactly a huge fan of losing, so I was kind of salty. Not too salty, though, because he was really good, so I was like, wow, I want to play this guy more. So, you know, we exchanged information, and he started showing up to all the gatherings, and that was neat. But now he lives back in Lakeland because they kind of travel around and they work around. I don't really know their situation.
For sure. But yeah, man, you know, Desmond, you know what's kind of funny about this is like we're starting to see a little theme here when it comes to KOF majors, man. Like, you know, and in UFGT we had the random Mexican, the random Mexican dude Mario got 4th. And, and CEO we had the random Mexican dude Carlos get 5th. It's just kind of like, that's pretty cool. I mean, obviously these guys aren't random though. They've been playing KOF for years and years and years. Like I was talking to Carlos a little bit. I was like, man, how long have you been playing for? And he's like, oh man, like longer than I can remember and stuff like that. So it's obviously very good.
Yeah, I'm glad that this game is bringing out, you know, those players, you know what I'm saying, that has been playing for a long time, you know, and they're doing well in 13, you know. So I think a lot of, you know, players that have been playing for a while, you know, that haven't picked up 13, they should try it and see how it works for them, you know.
Totally, man. And of course, we've been beating that horse to death for like months and months now, you know. Like, I think at this point, everyone's acknowledging 13 is like an amazing game. And going to EVO, we have 1,000 entrants. Like, it's just going to be ridiculously hype.
Yo, I heard that KOF at Evo has gotten the most entrants or something like
The
that.
most? I don't know about that.
For a while, KOF 13 had more entrants than Marvel. For a very long time, it had more entrants than Marvel.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, because somebody posted something or whatever, man. I don't know if this is correct information, but they said, yo, KOF has the most entrants in Evo.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know either. I have to, like, I was actually looking for confirmation on that. I'm like looking around. I'm like, is that true? So
no, it can't be. It can't be. I mean, as optimistic as I like to stay, I mean, you know, Street Fighter and Marvel both are gonna have, you know, 1,100, 1,200 entrants at least. So.
Okay. Yeah.
But you know, I mean, like the fact that KOF has 1,000 is pretty amazing. Even though I'm sure a lot of people entered for the shirt, like everyone's been saying.
That's
but
1,000 shirts.
Yeah, I don't know how Atlas is gonna give out all the shirts. I mean, I sure hope they've got the shirts. I doubt they don't. You know, like I'm pretty sure they've got them. But holy crap, that's a lot of shirts. You know. Like, I mean, think about it. For $10, you might as well. My goal. I mean, not my goal, but like what I hope is that by doing that, even though maybe a lot of people are signing up for the shirt, like they'll just play it and they'll be like, or they'll watch it and people will pay more attention to KOF, and hopefully in the finals, like people will see, since they already registered, they'll actually practice for the game a little and play, and people will be really happy, like, oh, I did pretty all right in KOF, you know, I beat all these people, you know, maybe next year I'll do better. And then all these people who played KOF this year because they were like, you know, it's just $10, why not? Next year they'll be like, yeah, man, I had a lot of fun, I think I'll just enter it again. And this time we'll practice.
Yeah, exactly.
And then next year, all of a sudden, maybe we won't have 1,000 entrants. Maybe we'll have like 500, but it'll be 500 entrants, and it'll be a lot of people who are like super psyched to play, and we'll have a higher level tournament. And I will be okay with that. I mean, maybe the prize won't be the same, but if the interest is solid and it stays, that can only be good for the scene.
Totally, man. I totally know what you're getting at, and you know, as much as people have been saying, like, you know, like, I've heard some ridiculous claims that, like, oh my God, 700 people or 800 people entered just for the shirt. Like, I honestly, I mean, I'm sure some people entered for the shirt, but, like, you know, I don't think that we're going to see, you know, like, 1,000 people sign up and only, like, 300 or 400 show up to actually play. I think it's going to be a really huge tournament, and I think a lot of people, I think more people registered to play than not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
It's kind of like, for example, say there was a game that, you know, you didn't really care about, but there was a shirt for it. Would you sign up just for the shirt, even though you didn't care about the game? You know? Personally,
I wouldn't, unless the shirt was godlike. I mean, I don't even think, I mean, nothing against the Evo guys or Atlas for giving away the shirt. I don't even think the shirt looks that cool.
I haven't seen the design for it that much or whatever, the full design, but I mean,
I would be kind of embarrassed wearing that shirt because Maya has her titties hanging out. And,
yeah, right.
You know, I can't wear that to like 80% of the places I go. Like people will be like, "Well, you got a shirt with some titties hanging out. Like, what's wrong with you?" And I'll be like, "It was
some anime titties, nonetheless." You know?
Some little .jpeg titties, pretty much.
Yeah. Hey, Andres, I have a question for you, man. You spoke a little bit about your local crew, KOF crew. Can you talk about, you know, how the scene is out there for KOF, how strong it is, how many players, like how often you guys like play together or whatever?
The scene for KOF is no real scene for KOF. There's no real scene for a specific game.
Okay.
We have a group of people who play fighting games. Whatever seems to be that people are playing at the time, people will play. KOF gets some play, but not a whole lot. Especially not recently, where this guy's house that we usually would play a lot of KOF at, he's no longer hosting, at least not for a couple weeks. So the amount of KOF that's been played has dropped like fairly severely. Normally we would play at this guy's house and there would be like 1 or 2 setups for KOF entirely, so there would be a lot of KOF playing. And so you'd have people like Random Super, Dimitri, myself, Carlos, Jaime, his brother, Flash Metroid, also Flocker. They would all be playing. But right now, since, you know, there's not a whole lot of... Oh, and I forgot, you know, there's a couple more guys like Jose and Danny Centron and some other guys that may or may not show up. I mean, Jose shows up all the time, but it's kind of... it depends on really what's going on. It's not usually I guess, packed all the time when we're playing.
Okay.
Do
you guys have like any like local tournaments for it, or is it just all casuals pretty much?
We had a Rambat going on, and KOF was one of them. But the Rambat kind of tapered off. The South Florida scene has its own unique set of problems in that South Florida is really big, and all the players are strewn out all over the place. Right. A lot of them are in Fort Lauderdale. A lot of them are in Miami. A lot of them in Kendall. A lot of them are in Westchester. No one's close to each other. And Miami is a huge, disgusting, fat, ugly city with everything kind of everywhere. It's not ugly. It's actually a really cool city, but it's for the purposes of getting and hanging out with your bros, it is a very difficult place to live in. It is not the best place for this kind of thing. And the arcades that we have locally, one of them is really good, but we're not sure how well or how well we get along with the owner. And the other one is not very good, but there's definitely ample chance to just play. But it's kind of weird. Like, we have a very, very strange scene here.
You know what I noticed going out to CEO and meeting lots and lots of Florida KOF players. Like, it seems like every city has like 3 KOF players, you know, and they're like, you know, they're like spread out far enough so that you guys aren't, like you're saying, like you aren't able to really meet up with each other a lot, but like it seems like each individual city has, you know, a couple players here and there, and then, you know, everybody kind of gathered at CEO. So altogether, I mean, I was impressed by the size of, you know, the number of you know, Florida players that showed up. But yeah, it just seems like a lot of people don't have the opportunity to like meet up in a centralized place because Florida is such a huge state.
Yeah.
Also, one thing I noticed about Florida players is, like, it seems like every single person in Florida plays Mr. Karate.
Oh my god, dude! I had to play like 6 of them on my way to trying to get out of my bracket. And the irony, by the way, is that no one really plays Mr. Karate in Miami except for Flash Metroid, and I haven't played him in a while. So I have 0 matchup experience against Karate. So I could have totally made top 8, and then I ran into Mr. Karate. And I was like, oh my god, jump CD, what do? Oh no, I lost. I would have 3 characters, Mr. Karate would show up, and my 3 characters would just be like, well, time to bend over. It was awful.
I mean, Mr. Karate is definitely hella good. Like, you know, the thing that sucks about his jump CD is that it like does not whiff on crouchers. Or I mean, it doesn't suck because it's amazing because of that. You know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, dude, that's like so great, dude. Because like a lot of other characters, normals whiffs on crouchers, man, and that one doesn't. So you can just kind of just throw it out there, you know, and
yeah, it'll get you in, and then you have hella blocks done to work with, so you can just start up your offense with that frame trap.
Yeah, and the angle is like so like crazy, man. It's just like it's like all purpose, man. You know.
Yeah, that hitbox goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a second tournament that Mago has done me a solid. In 2007, I played CVS 2, and I money matched Boss, just because I wanted to play him. 2 out of 3 for 20, so he kind of executed me pretty bad. But then he was like, "Let's make it first to 5," you know, being real nice and everything. And in those last 3 matches, he kind of started explaining everything to me, like, you know, you should anti here, you should do this, you should do that. And then Mago, in his drunken state, proceeded to play me and beat me up a lot, and so did the rest of NorCal, and that was a really good learning experience. But I remember that, and so this year, he kind of remembered me at CEO. He's like, "Oh yeah, I remember you." And so I was just practicing combos with Huajai and EXI Ori, and I'm just sitting there by myself because the bracket's running real slow for some reason. Mago just strolls in, he's like, "Let me see the stick," and I'm like, "Okay." I just picks Huajai, it just shows me some crazy shit, and I'm like, "Yo, for real?" And he's like, "Yeah." He shows me some Iori shit, and I'm like, "Word?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I came back, and I was just practicing those, and I show up to my friend, and I start beating him with these combos, and he's like, "You didn't know those when you left?" And I was like, "I do now." Thank Mago, bitch. Mago, who lives through me vicariously, motherfucker. It was pretty good.
No, Mago is like the chillest guy ever, man. Like hanging out with him. Yeah, hanging out with him this past weekend was really, really cool. But yeah, we'll get to that eventually. Why don't we move on to some of the really big hype moments of the KOF tournament this weekend, or the weekend of CEO? I think marquee matchup of the weekend was definitely Mago versus Romance.
Oh my God, that match.
Yeah, man. That match and the day before, too. So just to give people a little bit of a backstory, so they had to play against each other in top 8 and winners bracket on Saturday night, because they did top 8 to top 4 on Saturday night, then they did top 4 on Sunday.
Yep.
And when Mago played against Romance that first time, he won 2-0, and it was mostly because of Hwajai. Hwajai, man, he has... The thing that Mago was abusing very, very well is the fact that once Hwajai is drunk, he can do his Dragon Tail, and the first hit of that Dragon Tail will cross up, the next 2 of them won't, and because he's drunk, he gets a full combo after he lands that. So you have to really know how to block that, you know, or know how to avoid that to not get hit, because if you get hit by that, then, you know, there you go. You're going to eat, you know, full damage. You're probably going to die if he has meter. And Mago did have meter every time he hit with that, so that really just tore up Romance. And then the next day, and I'm really angry that, you know, the stream actually kind of screwed up during this run back, but Mago played against Romance in losers finals, and Romance ends up winning 3-1. But the very last game of the set, Romance makes this epic comeback, just like this crazy, ridiculous reverse OCV with Yuri. And ends up taking it. And oh my God, it was just like the hypest match of the weekend.
I think everyone collectively lost their mind at the tournament. Everyone was kind of thinking, oh, you know, KOF, whatever, Bala's in finals. And then they're watching this and they're like, oh, shit. It was...
Yeah, man, it was something to behold. And unfortunately, the stream cut off right during that last game, so nobody got to see that reverse OCV live. But, you know, the video has been uploaded to YouTube, so if you guys want to check that out, just Google Mago versus Romance CO 2012. I'm sure you guys will find the video. And yeah, man, wow, what a match. And, of course, you know, Bala ends up winning. Bala beats Mago 3-0 in winners finals, beats Romance 3-0 in grand finals. Man, like, it's starting to get kind of ridiculous, isn't it? The fact that, like, Bala just doesn't seem like he's losing to anyone.
It's pretty scary. Someone tried to tell me once, I forgot who it was that they were trying to make the argument for. I think it was Reynolds. They were trying to tell me, you know, Bala's not that good. And I'm like, explain yourself, because right now I think you're full of shit. He's beating everyone. He seems unbeatable. What's your point? He's like, well, remember that time Reynald just beat him recently? And he was like, how does that make sense? He's like, yeah, well, Reynald gets by on a lot of luck, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, you can't get lucky a billion times in a row. That's not how it works. It's not how life works. You don't get lucky 1,000 times in a row. It just doesn't happen. I mean, Bala legitimately is very good. I mean, his execution's on point. His reactions are surprisingly good. I originally thought, like, his reactions were kind of sloppy, but then I actually got to see him play, and I got to see him when he was doing these things, and I was like, not only is he making some godlike reads sometimes, but he legitimately he can legitimately see a lot of the time when you're doing something, and he will react to it. I was like, it doesn't seem that good, but unless he's literally psychic, then he must be reacting really well. Like, he's making
he does a lot of really smart things, like a lot of small, like, but very smart things. And I like to put it this way, like, you know, when I played against both Bala and Reynolds, and their styles are very different. Like, when I play against Bala, I never feel like I'm being completely overwhelmed per se. But when I play against Reynolds, you know, it's just like this dude is out for blood, and he's just gonna like just body you as hard as he can. So, you know, I always get OCV'd by Reynolds, but I never get OCV'd by Bala, and yet I'll still never beat Bala, you know? Like, the style that he plays is just very interesting like that. And but I guess, you know, after seeing what happened at CEO in regards to the tournament, like, what do you guys think is going to happen at Evo now, you know? And just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, like, we already have a buttload of international players confirmed. I think we have like 10 Japanese players confirmed for KOF. There's you know, guys coming from Chile. There's a dude coming from Peru. There's a guy coming from France. How do you guys think the international competition is going to stack up based on what we've seen up to this point?
I think that people should keep their eyes and ears open for him, because you never know how good they can be. You know, just because we probably haven't seen a lot of their play or whatever, even heard of them. Like, you never know what may happen. You know, maybe like one of those players may have trouble, or I mean, one of like our players may have trouble against one of those international players for whatever reason. You know, they're not used to their style of play or whatever like that. So I think you know, Bala and Reynold and all the, you know, the top players here should just keep their guard up, you know, just in case, you know, something may happen where they may not be familiar with one of their styles or whatever. But like I said before, I think it's going to be a very interesting, you know, very interesting match and event, you know, for Evo.
Andreas, what do you think?
I think that Dako and Xiaohai are coming, so everyone man the turrets, because it's gonna get ugly. Dako and Xiaohai are really, really good. Really good.
Okay, I mean,
but
obviously these guys.
So
yeah, you know, I was gonna say these guys are obviously legends, but we saw Dako lose to Tokido, and Tokido came here and, you know, got mopped up by Bala. So I'm kind of curious as to how this whole thing is going to break down. I can tell you guys, I mean, I'm not one to make early predictions all the time, but going into Evo, all my side bets are going to be on Bala. Like, whoever you're playing against, I don't care. I'm betting my money on Bala.
But
about
even
some of the... Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, even if that was so or whatever, like, you never know. Like, you know, God forbid, like, Bala may have some sort of, like, he might have trouble with, like, either Dako or Zahai for whatever reason. You know, even though, like, you know, one of them lost to somebody that he beat or whatever. Like, you never know. You know, that always happens in any fighting game. You know, the kind of, like, triangle effect. Like, I could be you could be him, but you can't beat that person that beat you and such like that. You know what I'm saying? It's all about, like, styles and stuff, you know?
I really do agree with that. You know, I definitely don't doubt the possibility that Bala could have a lot of trouble with, you know, a number of international players. But from a gambling man's perspective, if I'm going to bet money on somebody, I'm going to be betting my money on Bala.
No, I will too, you know, but at the same time, it's like anything could happen, you know, anything.
Definitely. And of course, Evo's going to be super hype.
Wait, hold on. Yeah. What about that Joe player from Japan whose name always escapes me?
Haragoro or something?
Yeah, I thought it was Haragoro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's Haragoro.
Yeah.
Is he out? Is he coming out? Like, are we getting any of those?
You know, I didn't see his name on the list. I didn't see Dune's name on the list. There's basically a thread somewhere on Dream Council that's recently listed the number of Japanese players who are coming for KOF. A lot of them are actually, you know, players that we know as Capcom players, like Kazunoko and, you know, Haitani and those kind of guys. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't see a lot of the really killer Japanese KOF players that we've come to know. But who knows, man? You know, that thread might not be completely accurate. We might see some of them show up, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, you know, either way, it's just going to be ridiculously hype. But yo, Andreas, actually, I want to backtrack a little bit. Did you get a chance to go to the pool party?
Yes, I was at the pool party. I wasn't there early, but I was at the pool party.
I mean, you didn't have to be there early. That thing went on for like 10 hours or something.
Yeah, I was there practically once they closed down the ballroom.
Yeah, man. Like, I just want to emphasize for anybody who's not been to CEO, like, half the reason to go there is for the tournament. You know, the tournament's great. It's well organized. It's epic. The setup and the presentation are amazing. But the other half of the reason to go to CEO, Community Airport Orlando, is the pool party. Like, this thing, oh my goodness, man. Like, not only was it one of the craziest fighting game community parties I've ever attended, it was just straight up one of the wildest parties I've been to, like, period, in like a really, really long time, man. Like, it was ridiculous. Yeah. Like,
it was great, actually. And awesome. Oscar was drunk out of his mind. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, with his shirt off.
Yeah.
Showing his tattoo to everyone.
Yo, that tattoo, man.
That thing is huge, man. Desmond, like, the answer has this Mark of the Wolves tattoo.
Oh.
It's like Ja Rule status. It's like shoulder to shoulder.
Oh, Oh, really? Is it like some Steve-O kind of deal or whatever? You know, like as far as like length and height or whatever, or you know.
It's not quite that large, but
Okay.
it's large enough to be very prominent. Like you can't miss that thing.
Does it look cool at least, or?
In a way, it does. In a way, it does. Like, yeah, you know, I'd go as far as to say, yeah, I thought it looked very cool.
Okay, all right. Because like y'all making it sound like he got something like messed up or whatever.
Oh, no. I mean, it's just I just think it's hilarious because you would never expect it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, this dude just has a giant Garo Mark of the Wolves tattoo on his back.
Is it the game title, or is it like
the wings?
I won't go too far into details.
Okay.
Like, you know,
I
don't think my words can do this thing justice. Just if you ever see Oscar again, like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout outs to Oscar the Answer.
Shout outs to the answer.
Yo, I wanted to talk about a match that I really liked from CEO that was on Saturday. It was Carlos versus I think Casanova. Yeah, that was so hype, man, because of the commentary you provided, Andres, man, and with the answer, the all Spanish commentary. A lot of the stream monsters seem to like it, man.
People love it.
That was awesome, dude. Props for that.
We used to do that over at Final Round Arcade. We used to do Street Fighter 4. I would bust out with my soccer voice. People used to think it was awesome. I mean, I think I'm totally gonna brag. For real, some of the viewers we used to get would just be tuning in for it. And I know that at some point Marlon Pie started doing like a joke imitation of it. After he heard it once in a South Florida Showdown, I think, where Team Spooky was streaming, and I got to do it live. So I heard later that Marlon Pie did kind of like made like pretend Spanish. That was kind of fire. That was cool. And then I didn't get to do it for a while. And now I got to do it again at CEO, and it was super fun, dude. Like,
yeah. Stream Monsters was all like, bring back the commentary, bring back the Spanish commentary. It was so hype. You know, I mean, I don't know if they were like being sarcastic or whatever, but like I enjoyed it a lot. And, you know, I think they were serious because it was so much fun to listen to, man. And it sounded like a soccer match, especially when that dude's Shin made that comeback against his Kyo. Man, that was like so hype, dude. Like I'm going to have to find a video for that. That was just so great.
Yeah, man, that was a great match, and yeah, it's a funny story about Casanova. This dude was wearing this Canada Cup gaming T-shirt the whole weekend, so I thought he was straight up from Canada, right? So I was definitely rooting for Carlos. I was like, yo, nobody plays KOF in Canada. Like, you got to beat this guy. But then I was playing casuals with the dude like later on. Turns out this dude's actually from Orlando. He like moved up to Canada like a year ago, and he just came back down to Orlando for CEO to just like troll people with his Canada Cup T-shirt.
Yeah, well, he's a traitor. He could stay in Canada. We don't want him anymore.
Yeah, shout outs to John Martin. That's his name. Shout outs to Casanova. He's actually thinking about doing some stuff for Dream Cancel. He wants to do a cast or something like that, some match analysis. So hopefully we'll.
I read that. Okay.
Real quick.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, man. What else was hype at CEO? The rock paper scissors money matches were incredibly.
Was
hype.
This like serious rock paper scissors, like rock paper, or is this something
like else? Rock paper scissors shoot? Like it could not get any more serious.
Really?
Man. Like
I didn't know people seriously like did that unless they were just trying to.
I think
make
it was
a decision.
Spur of the moment thing. Like as far as I understand it, I might be completely wrong, but. The way it started that I saw was that this was Sunday night after the tournament was over, and Fnatic and Marlon Pie were playing a Marvel money match. And I think Fnatic won it like 5-2 or something. He won it pretty convincingly. But then right after that in the hallway, I think like somebody was talking garbage somewhere along the line, and somehow they just decided to start playing rock, paper, scissors money matches. And, you know, it was hype. Like, Filipino Champ was getting in there. Jabali was getting in there. And I think Fnatic at one point was, like, betting, like, $80 a hand on rock, paper, scissors.
Was there any videos? Was anyone taking any videos of this?
There were people taking videos of it all over the place. But for some reason, nobody's uploaded it to YouTube yet. Like, I really want to see it. So check this out. It moved from the lobby to the pool. And it got pretty big to the point where there were probably like 40 or 50 top players through all games. You know, like Yipes was there, NYC Fab was there, like Combo Fiend, all these dudes. Like, everyone was just getting really hyped, like money matching and rock paper scissors. And little known fact about myself is I actually play quite a bit of rock paper scissors, like not even joking. So I get up in there and I'm like, yo, like let me get in on this. So I play Filipino champ. I'm just gonna put him on blast for a little bit. I beat Filipino champ 3-1 in rock paper scissors. I won $20. And right afterwards, guess who jumps on? Like freaking Mago is like, yo, I want a piece of this guy, right? So Mago jumps on to rock paper scissors. And he wants to play against me. And no lie, dude, this guy does paper 4 times in a row.
What? Spam paper.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, and I didn't catch on, and he beat me. He ended up beating me 3-1, and I will never like that. The image of Mago beating me in rock paper scissors is like forever burned into my brain. Like, you just got
That's
so
that
hyped.
anti-American tactic, though.
Yeah, right.
Like Americans, like I don't know when it started, but we used to do rock paper scissors, like Flash Metro and I, and some other people in Miami. And the first thing that I learned from Flash Metro is he's gonna throw rock at least 1 billion times. And I'm going to guess that this is passed on to other people in the United States somehow, and now Mago came with the counter matchup. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, right.
Shouldn't have thrown rock all those times, man.
No, you know, I really dug my own hole because literally that whole night I was yelling like, rock always wins, rock always wins, what you going to do about it? I ended up beating Filipino champ with a lot of rock. So, you know, you have a point there, Andreas. I definitely think that Japanese paper technology is a little too much for us to handle right now. But,
wait until someone counter develops rock scissors.
Yeah, right. Yo, I'm gonna run that back against Mago at Evo. Like, I'm getting my money back from rock paper scissors.
The trick is to throw scissors first and then never throw anything but rock because you put the fear of God in them. They're like, oh shit, this guy's going to throw scissors. I can never throw paper again.
Yeah, that was hype though. Like, I remember at one point Neo came on and he challenged Bala. He was like, hey Bala, let's do this. Mexican Marvel player versus Mexican KOF player. And Bala ends up winning. I was side betting on Bala, of course, so you know, gotta represent that KOF. So made quite a bit of money. It was good stuff.
Wow. And you could just play that game anywhere, man.
Yeah, right. Just be like, yo, let's throw down right now. Like,
that's
don't need a console, don't need sticks, don't need button checks.
Yeah,
just
that's hella poverty, man. That's like, you know, that's just the human body.
No, real talk. Rock paper scissors was getting so hype that security was coming over to shut us down. Like,
what?
Like no lie. Like the actual pool party the night before, security was chill with it. But rock paper scissors was getting so hyped that security wanted to shut us down.
Oh wow, man! What coming over there? You guys quit that rock paper scissoring. Oh man, that's crazy.
It was sick.
Well, y'all had like a little cipher of rock paper scissors or what?
Yeah, it basically was, man. It basically was. And the best part is because eventually we did get shut down.
Oh man.
And it was like 5 a.m. at that point, and Mago comes up to Bala and Romance. He's like, hey, casual match. And we're like, oh, damn, you want to play some casuals? Like, well, we don't have a room, though. But then we just randomly run into this dude named Dean, who turns out he was working for MLG, and he's just at the tournament to, like, hang out and stuff. Shout out to Dean. He basically let us use his room for casual, so we went over there. And, of course, you know, I'm sure you guys might have seen that video I recorded of Mago versus Bala first to 5. That we recorded that in that room, and I just want to set the record straight because Romance was coming up to me saying like, oh, some people apparently have the impression that Mago was angry that Bala beat him in winners finals and, you know, challenged him to first to 5 or whatever. I just want to say that's completely false. Mago is like the chillest dude ever. Like that first to 5 was actually like I kind of forced it on them, to be honest. I was like, hey guys, play first to 5. I want to record it. If you check out the video, you can literally hear Mago, like when I'm saying like, hey, this is first to 5, right? You can literally hear Mago saying like, oh, first to 5? You know, as if he has like no idea what's going on, because he doesn't. This is like totally impromptu. So just wanna set the record straight right there. And they played casuals for like 5 hours after that, and Mago was actually doing better and better progressively. So, you know, good stuff to Mago.
Yeah, that was a nice set, man. I learned a lot from watching that, especially from Bala's Kim. That was...
And his Elizabeth, man.
Yeah,
dude.
Like,
what?
Yeah, man. That was so nuts, man. Yeah, man. Thanks for recording that.
Oh, go ahead.
Elizabeth is awesome. She's an amazing character. I'm actually kind of surprised more people don't use him.
Yeah, man, I'm learning that character myself. Like, damn.
She's super
But yeah,
strong.
shout out to Event Hubs for posting my video on their front page without even asking me about it. That's cool.
Good stuff, Event Hubs. You mean Event Hubs doing what Event Hubs normally does?
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, I can't hate on them because the video has hella views now, so good stuff. It's just, you know, it's kind of like, damn, I don't even know that guy.
Mm.
Anyways, guys,
Sounds like a party back there.
I know,
yeah,
man.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a session right now.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because I remember last time we recorded, dude, I was hearing like button taps and stuff like that. I was like, yo, somebody's playing. That sounds hella fun.
Yeah, no lie. Like, you know, Evo's coming up. I'm trying to play every day, so, you know, I'm just having people grinding and stuff. So I do apologize for the noise.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, I actually had to go buy a new piece of luggage because I'm going to stay at Vegas for a week. And there's really no way I can justify taking my shitty old backpack. Again. Thing just does not hold anything.
Yo, so Andreas, who else from Florida is gonna be out at Evo? I know Zoe is. Who else are you rolling with?
Who is gonna be out here? I wish I knew, but I don't.
For sure.
Yeah, no idea, dude. Me, myself, my girlfriend, me. Flash Metroid.
No, that's good stuff, man. We'll make sure to catch up once again at Evo for sure.
No, I mean, there's plenty of players. I just don't know any that are playing KOF besides like Flocker and Flash Metroid.
Yeah, man. It'll be good to see all those guys again. Flocker with his annoying ass Athena.
Oh my God, Flocker's Athena. Oh, I have nightmares about that character because of him.
You know, I actually had a great dream. I had a great dream about KOF like 2 nights ago. No lie, I dreamt I was playing Mr. Karate and I was just like beating everyone with him.
Ah, it must be a sign.
Yeah, right. Anyways, guys, do we have any I've pretty much talked about everything I want to talk about. Do you guys have any like closing remarks or anything else you guys want to delve into?
I'm fine on my end. Andres, you know, you have any like shout outs or anything like that?
Not really shout outs. I just got a message for all of you that might be listening. I know there's a lot of you guys listening that, you know, you kind of play KOF with your buddies. And, you know, I know David said, yeah, you know, people who listen to this podcast, you know, they'll be the hardcore people. I know there's people every now and then they'll hop on, listen to a podcast, be like, yeah, man, that sounds like a really cool thing to get into. Just get up, grab your stick. If you don't have a stick, grab whatever it is you're comfortable playing with. Find where the people are playing at and just show up and just play KOF. Play whatever game you like. Play whatever makes you happy, whatever other people are going to play with you. You know, if you want to play KOF, get people to play KOF with you. Just go out and do it, because I see a lot of people in communities lately that just don't, I mean, in the communities around the United States, just don't do it. They just kind of stay at home, and I'm not trying to call anyone in particular out, but come on, guys, you know, just go out there, play the game, support the tournaments, try to make an effort to come out to one, you know, to one major every now and then, you know, see how you like it. Because this is a pretty big thing. I mean, maybe it's because I'm still high on CEO. I just going to CEO kind of ignited the fire again, and it's usually Evo that does that. But Evo, to me, has turned a little bit like even though it's by my choice, it's a little bit like work because I volunteer every year. But this is the first time that I've gone in a long time to a major where I just went to play and just chill. And that was, you know, it kind of sparked the fire again. So you guys go out, go to a major. I think after Evo, if it's too late for Evo, plan for seasons beatings or something.
Or SoCal Regionals, come down here to SoCal.
SoCal Regionals, yeah. If you guys are around that area, just try to make it out to wherever you can. Have a blast, enjoy yourselves, learn the game, and, you know, and hype it up. And if you guys like the Spanish commentary, I know some of you out there are listening to it, make it a point to remind Mr. Wizard about it and post up about it a lot. And maybe I'll somehow find myself in front of a microphone during Evolution, and everyone can collectively facepalm and groan and roll their eyes.
Hell yeah, man. Sounds good. Well, hey, nothingxs, thank you so much for joining us. I really do appreciate it.
I know I'm a little bit of a drop-off from who you originally wanted, but hey, whatevs. Party time is always party time.
Man. Hell yeah, dude. Drive Cancel Radio, man. This is what we do. But yo, thank you everybody for listening once again. This has been episode number 10. We'll probably do... You think we might do one more before Evo, Desmond?
We could try to sneak another one in. Let's try it. I mean, if not, we can, we'll see after Evo. But yeah, let's try to sneak one more in if we could. Definitely.
But yeah, thanks to everybody who's listening. Spread it around. Make sure to go to Evo. Make sure to like Andreas was saying, support your scene. And yeah, I think that's about it for us this week, guys. Thanks for listening.
And I'm Desmond Delaghetto.
My name is David Kong. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace.